Good evening. You're watching the main news on HKIBC. I'm Carain Yeung.
And I'm Raymond Yeung. Here are tonight's top stories. Dissident Chinese writer Ma Jian attacks self-censorship as his book talk went ahead in Hong Kong.
More illegal mainland tour groups arrived via Mega Bridge despite police inspections.
U.S. says it has no intention to pursue Cold War with China after dialogue between top diplomats. Speaking to the media today, London-based writer Ma Jian believed self-censorship was the cause of Tycoon pulling out of hosting his talks initially.
Ma also said he did not think the government was involved since he went through immigration smoothly yesterday.
It's the first time such a press conference was needed for a literary festival in Hong Kong, dissident writer Ma Jian said. He is in Hong Kong to give speeches at the International Literary Festival. But the speeches almost didn't happen. The original venue, Arts Centre Tycoon, withdrew from holding Ma's talks on Thursday. A replacement venue also pulled out of hosting the writer. Ma had believed they had come under political pressure from a greater force. But in a sudden U-turn last night, Tycoon agreed to allow Ma to speak at their venue. We can all see that this case is a failure of self-censorship. And the failed self-censorship drew media attention this time, Ma said. The 65-year-old was disappointed about recent events, but at the same time he saw the beginning of good change. Such an incident made the community understand the importance of free speech, and people should have the courage to break self-censorship, Ma said. If a novelist is only judged solely on political elements in his literature, it would only show the critics' ignorance, he added. Chief Executive Carrie Lam weighed in on Ma's situation this morning and told reporters the government was not involved in the venue's decision to bar the London-based writer. Lam said she had learned about developments through media reports. Ma agreed that the government did not have a hand in the venue's decisions, since his processing through immigration went smoothly yesterday. On Thursday, Tycoon director Timothy Carain said he did not wish for the Arts Centre to become a platform to promote the political interest of any individual. This led to the organizer having to arrange an alternative venue for Ma's speeches. But the owner of the annex at Nan Fung Place refused to host the talks as well. In a sudden reversal last night, Carain issued a statement saying that Tycoon would hold the talks, as Ma had clarified that his appearances in Hong Kong are as a novelist. His latest book, titled China Dream, is a satirical portrait of the country.
Ma Jian has given his talk at Tycoon this afternoon. The two sessions were themed Hong Kong through the lens of literature and China Dream. Some readers said the venue mini-saga pushed them to join the event, while some said the incident harmed freedom of expression.
Chief Executive Carrie Lam led a 163-member delegation from Hong Kong for a 3-day tour to Shenzhen and Beijing today.
The tour was in celebration of the 40th anniversary of the reform and opening up of the country. They will go to Beijing tomorrow and meet state leaders on Monday.
At the start of a 3-day tour in the mainland, Chief Executive Carrie Lam was received by Shenzhen Party Secretary Wang Weizhong and Mayor Chen Ruwei today. She and a 163-member Hong Kong delegation, consisting of officials, political heavyweights and business elites, were there to celebrate the 40th anniversary of China's reform and opening up. Hong Kong's contributions to the program were also commemorated. Many of the members remember the start of the Reformation vividly, as half of the tour members were aged 66 or above. At 94 years old, toy tycoon Lam Leung-tim was the most senior. The tour's first stop was the Shenzhen Reform and Opening Up Exhibition Hall. Wang went over the exhibits with Lam. In his speech during a luncheon, Wang called tour members witnesses and pioneers of the country's great reform. He also attributed Shenzhen's prosperity to Hong Kong's support. The chief executive returned the praise. Hong Kong and Shenzhen are just next to each other. We are brothers who have worked closely in the past 40 years, Lam said. She added that while Hong Kong contributed to the country's reform and opening up, the city also gained from the program. The delegation is scheduled to attend a seminar in Beijing tomorrow. They are expected to meet state leaders on Monday before heading back to Hong Kong in the afternoon. Separately, before leaving for the tour this morning, Lam brushed aside speculation that she would oust Chief Secretary Matthew Yeung from her cabinet. Media reports have suggested that Lam wanted to replace Yeung with Constitutional and Mainland Affairs Secretary Patrick Nip. Carain, Yeung, HK IBC.
A 56-year-old woman has been killed in a road accident in Sao Mau Ping. The incident happened at 1:32 p.m. A private car driven by a 49-year-old man was traveling near Shenli Estate when it knocked down the woman who was crossing the road. The woman was rushed to United Christian Hospital in an unconscious state and was certified dead shortly after. The driver was arrested for dangerous driving causing death.
Illegal tours from the mainland were still getting through the Hong Kong port of the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, despite police questioning groups coming across the bridge.
Meanwhile, efforts to divert travelers from Dongsheng to other districts did not seem to be working, Riley Chan reports.
A week after it was revealed that mainland tours were operating illegally in Hong Kong, the problem has not been solved. Police were seen at the Hong Kong port of the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge today, asking each mainland tour if they had a local travel agency to take over the tour. By law, mainland tour guides are not allowed to operate in the city. But many tour groups still managed to sneak in. This traveler from Chongshan said he paid 200